So guys, we are live now. Just make sure to comment down below that whether my voice is coming or am I audible or not. Okay. So let's start. So hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In the previous video, we have completed our Kotlin fundamentals, where we have understood about the OOPS concept. We understood about objects, classes, and all these things. In today's video, we are going to create a UI. It will be a basic UI. Okay. Let me just show you how exactly it's going to look like this. So this is just a basic application where we will be having 4 or 5 sections. Okay. Like it's just portfolio kind of application which will be launched in emulator, and you won't be able to see whenever we will be clicking on the skills, experiences, and educations and all. A separate page will be opened. Okay, so this is the basic UI that we are going to create over here. Okay, so let's get started for that. Firstly, I'll do one thing. I'll click on open, not open. I'll click on new actually. So we'll create a new project. So it will be having an empty activity. Okay. Then I'll name it as my portfolio. Leo in Kotlin. So Kotlin like that. We are going to create that in Kotlin, and we'll just click finish. And don't know what it's downloading. It's going to take some time to download or something like that. Let me just do one thing. Let me just cancel that for now. And we click on new project and new this project. Basic activity, empty activity, folio, Kotlin. Okay, so we'll click on portfolio and then we'll click on Kotlin, and I don't know, it's downloading some file that because we are creating it for our Android, right? So it's downloading Android SDK files. If you are using Android Studio for the first time, you will be also having this sort of download over here. But if you're not using it for the first time, then the download files will be already downloaded and you will be directly good to go. Okay. So in my case, I have already downloaded, but it is, updating or something like that. That's why it's re-downloading it again. Otherwise, mine will not be having this download over here. Thanks, Crickstar, for telling me. I hope voice is clear and loud. And just hold on for a minute till it's done over here. Yeah, we'll click finish. And as soon as we will click finish, we will be having a new window popped up over here. Okay. So this is the window in which we are going to work. It's taking about a minute or so to get downloaded. Not downloaded, actually setting up. Because when you are creating a new project, it takes time for setting up and all these things. And whenever you will be opening Android Studio, you will be getting tip of the day. Sometimes it's very helpful because every day it gives you a new tip, and even it tells you, cool and amazing tricks about Android Studio. Like Kotlin is a powerful, concise, and expressive language that is crafted by JetBeans. To create Kotlin file, right click the target folder, select corresponding option from the menu. So new and Kotlin class of file. Okay, so we'll click on close because I don't really need any tips as of now. Okay. So this is the basic setup. I have already told you guys that what is stored in this, like inside this Java, inside this Java folder, we have different files. Okay. So we have com.example.portfolio Kotlin, which is the main file in which we have this main activity over here. So if I will do one thing, if I'll go to device manager, here you will be having your devices. If you don't have devices, you can create on physical, create device like this. So you will be getting these options where you can create your own emulator, but mine is already done. So I'll just be launching that emulator for now. So that till the time that emulator is launching, let me just show you. This is the basic code. This is the main activity. Inside this, you have app contact compact activity. And inside this, we have an override function that on create save instance equals to bundle. Okay. So that is just the basic code that is telling you, because we are going to run it. Let me hit run. it will be showing you that it just basically says hello world over there and nothing much, because this is the dummy code. We will be creating more files over here. So let's just hold on for a minute. Yeah, see, successfully launched. So it has successfully launched the file, and you can say portfolio Kotlin and it says hello world. So this is our first application that we have created. Now we'll click over here and we'll go to this Android XML. Okay. Let me just minimize this for now and this also for now. So you can see that here we have our basic profile. This says hello world over there, right? Now, if you don't really need, you can just directly delete it from there. And I have also removed. Now, for this basic project, we are going to use our drag and drop functionality. Okay. What exactly this drag and drop functionality means over here is, like, firstly, we have a blank screen. Then we are going to create a basic layout over here. Okay. So in this, we have every palette which has text view, buttons, image view. Like in this button, you can just put this button like that and the button will be ready. But this button I don't really need right now, so I'll be deleting that button. What's the problem? Yeah. Firstly, it says that you have to create a layout, then only you can put on the button. Obviously, I can, firstly, I need to, let me remove this button because I don't really need button as of now. So we have a constant layout. Now we'll click on layouts over here and I'll click linear layout that to vertical. Okay. So I'm going to click a linear layout that is vertical layout. Now inside this vertical layout, what you need, because if it's a portfolio, this vertical layout is what? It's just a basic layout, this layout you can see over here, right? This is the layout you have. It is taking the whole screen over here. Now I'll go to common over here, and inside the common I'll click on image view. Okay. And we will be adding our image over here, and let's just click avatar for now and we'll select it like that. So now you have successfully added your own images. Okay. If you want, you can adjust it like that, but just because we are using linear layout, it has already automatically set up at the topmost corner. Now, after this, if you will add a text over here, like I'll add a text view. Okay. So inside this, if I'll add a text, this is text one and this is text 2, like that. So we are, as you can see, we are getting the full layout, that this is the image, we have text view, and below after that also we have text view. So we have created a basic layout over here. Now after this text view, what we should do is we should close this design part and we'll click on split. So as I clicked on split, you can see that we have an XML file. Okay. So this code is written in XML format, and we will be just editing this code just so that you can create, proper files and you can understand what is going on over there. Now, so this is the main constraint layout that it's present over here. After this, we have a linear layout. Okay. So what this linear layout has, it has a basic ID, layout width, height, and orientation. Orientation will be vertical. And what I can do here is, instead of keeping these tools, I'll remove these. I hope my screen is visible to everybody over there, right? Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I'll be writing an ID over here. What ID I'm going to write? I'm going to write a basic ID like tools. Okay. Tools. As you can see, we are getting some of the like data over here. So constant context clickable. Okay. So context clickable will be main activity dot main activity, like that. This is the main activity KT file over here. This is the main activity class that we are defining, that whenever anything should be clickable, the script that we are going to write in this file should be executed. Okay. But as of now, I'm going to comment this file so that we can code the remaining part, and when the code of the remaining part will be done, at that particular time we will be starting to write that. Okay. So I'll just cut it from there and I'll paste it there. Let me over here. Okay. So we have written this layout. Now we have this image view. This image view has an ID of image view. Whatever ID you will keep yourself, by that you will be calling it out. I hope everybody is little familiar with web dev. If you are familiar with web dev, that's just exactly we are creating a basic ID, a unique ID by which we will be calling it. Suppose I want to call an image. Suppose this image I'm going to call in that main activity. So I'll be calling with its ID. So I'll be writing its ID as main image. Okay. So this will be an ID. And inside this layout with what it says match parent. Instead of I'm writing match parent, I'll write uh, in case of wrap content, I'll write match parent. Okay. So whatever uh, the part will be there, I'll be putting that. So I'll write wrap content. This is the wrap content with whatever width I will adjust over here will be taken. Okay. So now I want to keep some else picture over here. Like, I don't want that this random image should be there. So what I can do over here is I'll be clicking on this project. Inside this we have res. Okay, inside this res we have resources. So inside this resources, I'll click over here, and here I can import pictures over here, or I can just click on copy and paste like that. So wherever I have my picture, suppose I have picture in my downloads folder, so I'll be just copying that picture over here. I'll click Control C, and then I'll just paste it over here. Okay. So we will be immediately getting the picture as well over here. Yeah, this is the picture. So I'll click copy, and after this I'll click paste. Okay. So as soon as I click play paste, it's asking where exactly you want to put it. So I'll be putting inside the drawable. I'll click OK, and it says Amok Saxena. So I'll change it to small, because if you will keep capital, it throws an error. Then name is amoksaxena.png, and I'll click OK. Okay. So this image over here has been imported. Now what I'm going to do here is, now I want that this image should be called. So here we have src compact in this image view. Instead of src compact, I'm going to write Android. Okay. Android src. This is src, and after this src, I'm going to write @drawable dot amoksaxena. See, this is the image that we have got here. Now it's inside this height we are saying wrap content. So instead of writing wrap content, I'll define it as 190 dp. Okay. So my image has been properly aligned over there. If I want, I can even give it, a little bit margin over there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write Android margin top, and from top I'm going to give a margin of 20 dps like that. So you can see that we have got some margin, and we can even give margin from bottom as well, but we will be giving that to the particular text that we are going to write next. Okay. Now inside this text we have a heading. What it says? Nothing. Right now it just says text view. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to write my name. So I'm going to write it as Amok Saxena. Okay, like that. And it is currently saying ID text view. So instead of writing text view as an ID, I'll write text and heading. Okay, so I'll write heading like that. Text heading. So I have given it an ID as text heading. And then what we are going to do, we have written width should be matching the parents. Height should be the wrap content. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give it a padding over here. Inside this, I'm going to write padding that will be 5 dp. Okay. So we are given some padding over there, and we are going to write the gravity. Gravity means alignment. Alignment will be at the center. Okay. So we are given the alignment as a center. Now, what you need to make it little bold, or you need, to change its text color. So we'll write text color, and inside the text color, I'm writing add the red color black. So it has, become little dark black. And then what you have text size. So I'm going to write text size. Then you can specify any size over there. So I'm writing 20 dp. SP is fine. When you are writing text size, you can even say it in a dp, but it default says that put in XP. So I'm going to write in SP format. Okay. Then after this, what you have text style. So text style should be bold. So as you see, as soon as I written bold, it has increased in this boldness, and I can do bold italic like that as well. So it has changed its little format. Now, this is what you do changes in this heading. Now you have this another text view. So it will be having a designation. Okay. So what I can do over here is I can write designation. So designation, if you need designation like that. So I'll be writing a designation. Then you have the match parent and wrap content over there. Instead of this, inside this text view, what I'm going to write full stack developer, developer, and YouTuber. Okay. So I'm going to write full stack developer and a YouTuber. So this will be showing my designation over here. Now, after this designation, I have to again give the text color. So text color will be having the same at the rate black. Then you have margin, so you can give margin. But firstly, we'll give padding 5 dB. And after this padding, you will be defining text size. So text size we will be having 19 SP. Okay. So we have given 19 SP as a text style. Then you have text style will be bold. Okay. So you have given the bold and these things as well. Then you even have to provide the gravity. So gravity will be center. Not this layout actually, the gravity I'm talking about. So that will be center. You can see that we have the name, full stack developer also is in center. Now what we were having over here is we were having buttons. So we will be creating some buttons in this. Now you can see that it's telling us that hard coded string amok succena should use @string resource. So what it says here, instead of writing hard coded over here, you should create a file in this particular values over there. Okay. Now you have inside this values you have strings.xml. Okay. So here you can do what? You can keep the things and here you can put on the changes. So what I'm going to do here is inside this XML file, I'm going to just copy out this and I'm going to write paste. Inside this name app, I'm going to write more Saxena and then I'm going to provide the value over here. So I'll write my name like that. Okay. Then again, we are going to paste that line and we are going to change its name to designation. Okay. Designation. What you can write designation like that. So in this designation, I'm going to keep that old line, full stack developer and the YouTuber. Okay. Let's just paste it over there. So we have created this line as well, full stack developer and YouTuber. Okay, so it says that this name is not valid, so I'll write underscore. Okay. Now, let me do one thing, I'll give it name like that. So name, then amok succena, then designation we have given over here. So as of now, let's just keep on this. And after that, we will come right here and we will write string dot string dot designation. But we are not going to write designation. I'm going to just keep my name like that. Okay. So you can see we have got our name as Amok Saxena. And then here we are going to write instead of this full text over here, inside this code, I'm going to write @strings, then designation. Okay. So we have got our designation over there. Now it's not even giving us that error. Okay. So now let's do what? Let's head back to our emulator, which is here, and let's rerun the code to see whether the changes have been implemented or not. How our changes are looking in this or not. So yeah, it's saying launching successfully and it's launched. Yeah. So you can see that we are getting our name as like that. portfolio Kotlin, and instead of writing this portfolio Kotlin, I'll just keep on portfolio. Okay. So yeah, you have written the portfolio and I'll hit reload. So yeah, I need to run the application once again. Yeah, so you can see that now we are getting portfolio and our name. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to create four buttons as well, which will be showing different skills and all these things. Okay, so what I'm going to write here is I'm going to firstly head back to this XML file and we'll close that string over there. Now let me close this as well. So this till this part, I hope everybody's clear what we have created, how we are doing it, right? If you have any doubts that what is doing what is the things and all, you can still comment down and I'm watching it. Okay. Now we are going to do what? We are going to create four buttons. So in this four buttons, I'll go back to code design actually. Now inside this design, we are going to create buttons. Okay. So we will head back to the buttons in the common. This you have buttons. But before adding the button, I'm going to change the layout. And this time I'm going to change the layout to horizontal. Okay. Now inside this, what it shows us, without content description, click the batch for detail. And here out what says unnecessary leaf layout, click the batch for details. Let's just leave it for now. And we will be adding one button. Over there, you can see we have added one button and two buttons. Okay. So we have got two buttons over there. Let's go back to the code and we'll click split. And inside this, we have the buttons right here. And now we are going to code regarding the buttons. What should be the names and all and all. Okay. So inside this, we have a linear layout, which is having nothing much but, a little changes which you can implement over there. What I'm going to write, this linear layout should be kept as it is. And inside this buttons, we have a text button, right? In this first one, I'm going to change it to skills. So for creating it, for writing skills over there, I'll go back to the strings part, strings.xml, and we will be creating skills section. Okay, so I'll write skills like that over here. Okay, so you have written skills over there, and apart from skills, I'm going to write experience. Okay, so we are writing our experience and skills. But as you can see, it's still not looking good. So what you need to add over there, you need to add first of all the width, because both has different context and the width will be not as according to it. So I'll write 150 dp as width. Okay. And let's add 140 over there. And for this as well, I'm going to add 140 dp. Okay. So we have added the equal width. So now the button width is same and the height will keep it as it is. Now what I'm going to do over here is I am going to add margin. So we'll write margin. Now inside this margin, how much margin you need? I'll need 18 dp. Okay. So for this, we have got 18 dp as our margin. And similarly, we need one more thing, that is padding. So padding, we need 12 dp. So the padding has also been added. And now what you need over here is after this padding, you need ignore, I'll write tools, ignore, inside ignore, what I'm going to write, visual line, button size. Okay. So we are adding this line to ignore, add ignorance over here. And what you need over there, you need text size as well. So because I need the text size should be little big. So I'm going to write 18 dp as a text size so that now it looks even more big, you can see. And these same lines of code will be just copy pasting there. Okay. So copy over from here and I'll just paste it. So now you can see that it is formulated properly and it's even looking a little better. Okay. Now what we need to do over here is we have added the buttons. Let me go to the design part and you can see it says something over there. It says that instead of using DP, use SP. So I'll click on show quick fixes and replace with SP. So it has automatically changed it. Now it says hard coded text. So show quick fixes, big build extract string resource, and you can keep it inside this res file. Okay. Let's click OK, and let's go check over there, and you can see now experience is stored over there. Okay. So similarly for all these images that we are getting, okay, you can just keep it like that. Now buttons in button bars should be borderless. Okay, use style like that to do that. So inside this style, you can write button on barless. Let me. You can even do from there as well, but I am going to physically write it so that we will be knowing what is happening. What you will be writing style. Now inside this style, I'm going to write question mark, and then we have Android. And inside this, you have to just search button bar style. Okay, so button bar style like this. So you can see that we have got the button bar style over there, and similarly, we will be pasting that line from there. Copy, and over here, I'll do paste. So this is also saying replace with it. Now we are asking for strings, so we will be extracting strings. Strings has also been stored in that file. It says namespace declaration was never used. Okay, so where is the namespace declaration? We'll see that later. Okay, so uh, it's not that difficult to code in Kotlin because it is already providing you, some of the things that you can implement. Like we were having some of the errors in the code, but you saw that so quickly it has provided us this difference. Now, what you can do here is you will be clicking on this layout, this particular layout that we have created. We'll click copy, and this just paste this layout here. But what is the issue over there is this layout is little big. Okay, so we will be just doing this layout little small over there, and you can see that we have our own layout. Let's just click over there and we'll just click little large. Okay, so we have our own layout present over there. Now you can just do a little bit of changes here, and yeah, done. So you can see that our basic page is done over here. Now we'll go to main active. Now we'll just click on our emulator over there, and we'll just reload to see what all changes are implemented or not. Like we'll click terminated and all. Okay. So you can see that this is the page that we have created. Okay. You can even put on one contact me button like that, which let's just do one thing. I'll only implement it. Okay. So we have this skills part as of now done. What you can do here is instead of adding a button, I'll be just showing you the different layouts which you can add over here. Now, what you need to do here is inside this main activity, you have to, put on the trigger part. Like when somebody is clicking on this button, you should be navigated to a new page, okay, where you can where you will be getting the different part of, say, of this button 2, I'll write what is the skills. Okay, so it will be changed to skills button. And similarly, what we have designation. So yeah, button 3, I'll change it to experience button like that. And we have button 2 again. So what it says over here, button style. Okay, so it's still have the skills part. Let me do one thing. I'll write it as education button. Okay. So education button, and here instead of adding this, we will be adding education. We'll just remove this and I'll write education. Later on, with the help of that quick fixes, I can change it. Okay. Now, after this education, we have achievements. 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 Now we will be writing the same here as well. So achievements like that. Okay, so we have got our achievements file over there, and as soon as I'll click over here and zoom in, so maybe you have to do some changes in the layout so that you can get it properly formatted. Okay, so we'll go here, and inside this you have text size 17. Let's do 17. Now it's fine. Here also I'll do 17, and for every text size I'll do it 17. Okay. Now it is properly aligned as well. So this is the file. Now, if you need to do some changes, you can just click on design. And in this design part, you can just, right click, and you can see button is too wide. Quick fixes, you can do the changes. Button is too wide, skill button is too wide. So the buttons are too wide, it says over here. Accessibility issue and hard coded. So we will be, removing that hard coded values just by extracting it into the source file. So by doing this, what has happened in the strings, we have achievement, skills, duration, designation, experience, and all. And all these things has been created just by uh, doing clicking over here. Okay. So yeah, this button looks fine now, and the app looks okay. Now, what I'm going to do here is let's click on code part, and we have selected this line. So I'll cut that from there, and I'll paste that line after this. So now what it is, tools dot total context clickable, and after whenever you will be clicking on that context, what will be happening? The file will be forwarded to this main activity.kt over there. So inside this main activity.kt file, what I'm going to do here is firstly, I'm going to write here a val. I'll declare a variable, and I'll write button skills. So button and skills. So I'm going to call it as skills. Now what I'm going to write, find view by ID, and here we have the button. This is a button. So inside this button, what is exactly the ID? So r.id dot skills button. Okay. So this is the button that we have created. Now inside this, I'm writing button skills dot set on click listener. Inside this set on click listener, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a curly brackets, and inside the curly brackets, I'm going to write intent, okay, equals to 10, and inside this intent, what we are going to write, we are going to tell us the class over here. Okay, so what you have to do here is you have to create a file. I'll click on project. Inside this project, we are going to add a new file. Okay, so we'll not Java, we'll click here. I'll add new Kotlin class or file. Now inside this, what I'm going to write, I'm going to create class. So I'll write skills activity, okay, and it will be a class over there. So skills activity has been created successfully. Okay. Now inside this skills activity, we will be having, let me do one thing. It's not a class, it's actually a delete it. Yeah. So we'll delete it. What exactly we are going to create over there is we are going to create file, Kotlin file. So it will be skills activity like that. Okay. So inside this skills activity, we will be having a basic code like you were having in that file. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here is inside this intent we have written, I'm going to write this comma. I'm going to write skills activity. Okay. Then I'm going to write class and dot Java. Okay. So we are basically saying that skills activity, the file which we have created, it has a child, what it says, configure module as a content project. Yeah, it has already been configured. Right? Next what it says, yeah, okay, I'll click on okay. And whatever were the changes that's been executed. Okay. So we'll just close that. It was saying that you should configure the projects and all. Migrations for Kotlin code are available. Obviously, we are coding in Kotlin, but obviously Kotlin is derived from Java. So there are some of the basics that is, written still written in Java. That's why it thought that we are writing in Java, and that's it. So I'll click on start activity, and after that I'll write intent. Okay. So in this we write intent. What it shows here is skills activity, create class skills activity, start to separate file, designation folder, example, java.com example portfolio. Okay, so yeah, we'll click on OK. We already had that file ready and created. Don't know why it still was giving us that error. Okay. Now, inside this intent has been created. What you need to do here is you will be getting this error. Whenever you are clicking, it should redirect over here to this particular page. Okay. So let me see why it's not, clicking over there. So I'll click there, and in this skills activity, I'm going to write this predefined code that should be existed. Okay. So this is the line that we are going to use. So what it says over here is it says that skills activity has app compact activity. It should it should override by a function that we are creating. Okay. Which will do what? It will just show us the content view of the layout which we have created over there. Okay. Now this file is working, and what error this is throwing over there. Let me see. Let's check what's the error. Alt and enter. Unresolved error. See, okay. So yeah, maybe there was an import error which was throwing us this file. But now that import error has been resolved, and you can see that as of now the code is working fine. Yeah. And talking about this error as well, what it says activity skills.xml create layout resource activity skills.xml. So yeah, we have to create a file over here in which we will be having that results, which in which we'll be having a UI which should be visible whenever we are launching the product. Okay. Now here, now what we are going to do over here is we are going to do the code changes in our skills activity file. Okay. Let's go to our emulator. And inside this emulator, you can see that this is the skills page. It's clicking, but it's not directly going to this activity skills. Why? Because still that activity skills activity does not have this XML file. Okay, like we have over here, like this XML file. This XML file should also exist for this activity skills. Then only whenever we will click over there, it should be redirecting us to that file. Okay. Now, what I am going to do over here is for this, we will be heading over to this part. Let me check. As of now, this is working. So we'll go to main activity. Inside this main activity, similarly for all the buttons, I'm going to create a file. Okay. So we'll head over to main activity, and like we have button experience, button skills, and should be reloaded, right? Let me just reload it first. And let's check. Yeah, it's taking some build Gradle build running, and it's like it will take about a minute or so to get started. So it has thrown us some error. Maximum recommended compile SDK was this, and two issue found when checking AAR metadata. Okay, so let's see what error it's throwing us. Let's let's click over here and dependency error it is requires libraries and application that depends. Okay, so first of all we'll check that as well. And the second error is the let me see what's this dependency error again. Okay, so we'll check all this error and we'll resolve that as well. So let me just check what error we are getting. We will search that and we will be getting a, sometimes when you don't know what error you're getting, it's very important to search it so that you can, get a valid answer. So I'm going to just search that what sort of error is this. So yeah, it's giving me that error. And this error provides seems to be related to Android Gradle, okay, where you have an SDK version. Update your products to at least 34. So it's saying us that 34 is supported. So we'll go to Android Gradle file. Let's click to app manifest inside, not this manifest. Yeah, Gradle scripts. So we have Gradle scripts as well, and this one. So inside this, you have target SDK to be 34. So now the target SDK is com changed to 34, and now it won't be throwing us the error. Okay. Yeah. Now let's do one thing. Let's close this code, stop the app from running, and rerun it. Okay. Inside this, we'll click run. Okay. So we have the code done and ready. Let's go to build Gradle. We'll close that as well. Main activity. Main activity, everything looks good. And what's it saying now? Let's just, run the app. Why the app is not running? Let me see. So, but this error is resolved, right? And the second one is also something filed as product. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's just close it and we'll close that again. Open that again, I mean. File open the where exactly is the project that we have created. Yeah. Portfolio, new window. So it was saying that we had some error encountered. That's the reason why it was giving us that issue. Okay. Let's see what error was there in that. We'll click main activity.kt file, and inside this we have skills activity. Okay. Now the skills activity has this file that we has to create. Okay. So we are going to create this skills activity file. Okay. Now this issue won't be arriving, and we'll hit run to the emulator. We have clicked run, and let's see, it says build Gradle running, and most probably it should work because it was saying that our maximum SDK was 33, but it supports 34 right now. So that changes we have implemented, and it was having some error that said that this XML file should be also done. So yeah, if I click on skills, we have not successfully added this skill page as of now as well. So what we are going to do here is we are going to add the skills page. In this file, let me minimize this emulator. File is done. KT, what imports has been done? Yeah, it's just correct. Inside this, what I'll do, I'll add a skills over here. So I'll just add a text view. Firstly, I'll add a layout. So linear vertical layout. After this layout, we'll add text. So text view, text, one text, then we have two text, and then we have three text. Like that, we have added the text. So that text will be changed based on that. We'll go to code, split actually. And in this text view, I'm going to write as skills so that it will be visible. Okay, so yeah, margin, we'll give it the margin from top, team XP, and we have not from top actually, margin will get from everywhere. Okay, and we'll give the padding 5 SP, and we will give the text size capital 15 SP. Yeah, not 15, then let's give it 90. Yeah. So now this skills part has been done. We'll delete these parts because we are not going to work with that over here. So skills part is done. And what we have intent. It says main activity. Inside this main activity, we have this button for skills. And similarly, for this skills we have created, we will be creating a val button experience. So button experience like that. And rest things will be the same. So find view by ID. Inside this we have it a button, and we have what experience button. Experience button like that. So we are going to add a button which we created. So it was, I guess, experience. I'll write par dot ID dot experience button. Okay. So this is the experience button. And now what I'll write button experience dot set on click listener. So this will check whatever you are saying it to. And inside this on click listener, I'll write intent. Okay. Then equals to inside main intent, we are going to write this comma experience activity like that. And then I'm going to write class dot Java like that. Okay. So now we have to firstly create this experience activity because it is not created till now. Start activity, and inside that I'll write intent. So whenever it should be clicked, this activity should be start, which says that we should be redirected to this particular page. Either it's a experience activity or a skill activity. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to Java and this project, and what it says over here. Yeah, it's saying error. Okay. So I'm going to write new inside this Kotlin file. Okay. So I'm going to create a file. Inside this, I'll write experience activity. Okay. So it will be having an activity, experience activity. In this, we are going to write exactly the same as we have, written for this skills activity. What we have over here, we have just a basic, class that is saying us to, change our things. Let me just copy this over there and I will just paste it here. So instead of skills activity, I'll write it to experience activity. And inside this bundle, instead of writing experience, I'll write activity dot experience. Okay. And we'll click here or what error it says over here. It should, on clicking it should show us. Let me see what it says. Nothing as of now, nothing. We'll click on as well, create, click here and it says create layout resource file. So that file will be created. Okay, and it will be stored in this res file. Okay, so where exactly is the file? The file has been created to the project app src main. Inside the layout, the files, this part has also been created. Okay, so we have activity.main and we have activity.skills over here. So where is the layer? Inside res, we have layout. Inside layout, we have three activity. Okay, so experience activity and this activity. So now we don't have any sort of error. Skills activity is done. Gravity should be in the center. So similarly, we have over here layout. Okay. So we will be just copy this layout and we'll open what? At the rate drawable at the rate string dot skills. Okay. So similarly, I'll just copy out this full layout and we'll go to this activity experience. We'll go for code and inside this line, we are going to paste it. Okay. And I'll click split. Now you can see that we have skills. We'll change it to experience. So experience. Now we have experience over there and yeah, things look good. So let's do one thing. Let's go back to the emulator and let's restart it. It's going to take about a second. And yeah, you can see that we have created the code and what happened went maybe somewhere. Let me have a look. Let's see why what happened, where it went exactly. So we'll go and we'll click over there. And inside this, if I click on skills, you can see that we are getting a sample app over here. And let me click back. So yeah, the skills part over here is working. Okay. Now what I'll be doing here is let me see where exactly is my skills activity. Yeah, skills.xml file was having some problem. That's the main reason why it's showing us that blank screen. Okay. Maybe that code was not pasted properly. Now if I will reload it, we'll give it a second or so to work. Click skills. So yeah, it shows us the skills now. Okay. So this is like just the basics, like how exactly our app is working, how you can, create your own basic application by using this drag and drop functionality. Okay. The logic here is little important because obviously you can create the UI, but if you don't know the logic, how to write and what's going on with it, you cannot just properly, create the basic, this clicking part. Like when you clicks on a button, where exactly it should redirect, where it should navigate. This navigation over here, it will be only possible if you have the proper ability to write the logic. Okay, so for that, you should be having a brief about the Kotlin fundamentals, like what is the value over here. See, and these things will be explained to you by practice. Like when we will be moving on with the series, uh, slowly, all these things will be clear to you, and all these things will be covered. Okay, so this is just the basic part. I was just trying to show you that how you can, create a basic UI by, creating this drag and drop feature, and you can implement all these things by adding, this drop basic code functionality by which you can even use clicking part over here. And now what you even need to do, you have to add for all these as well, but I'll be doing that part for you. And in the next video, I will be showing you that how exactly it is working. Okay. How exactly we are using the transformation part, how it's going from here and there and all these things. Okay. So we will be moving on with this UI in the later on next video as well, where we will be completing out this perfectly, and with this part also where you have this basic glitches as well. All these things will be done, and you will be having a seamless design with proper navigation as well. Okay. So I hope you have understood whatever we have learned. That's just the basic parts. That was nothing much. It was just having this drag and drop functionality and normal code, which was just giving you the navigation part. Okay. I hope all these things are cleared. For the next video, which we will be doing tomorrow, these things should be very important for you guys to be cleared, because by this only you can create more complex applications. As of now, we are using this drag and drop functionality, but when in the later on of the video, well, we will be writing the proper code by itself, and by creating all the, instead of using this drag and drop, we will be writing all the code by itself. At that time, these things should be cleared. That's why I'm telling that make sure you clear all these things, so that in the later on of the video where we will be creating more complex applications, it will be easy for you. Okay. So this was pretty much it for this video from my part. Keep practicing on this and keep, trying your own designs and fundamentals and all to make it more efficient and polished. Okay. So till then, I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, see you, have a great day, and bye bye.